Hey friends, welcome. Hope you're doing all right tonight. I am really excited. We've had some tech upgrades here at the at my little tiny studio. And that's pretty exciting. And I've got all these new songs I want to play for you. So that's super exciting. That's the part that's really got me jazzed, as it were. Yeah, we'll go with jazzed. I almost made a big mistake there. Anyway, it's good to see you. My friend Jess is here running tech tonight, and that's a joy for me. It means we get to do some stuff that we wouldn't normally get to do in terms of, the main thing is I get to play Shadows, my instrumental song that's got all the stereo effects and stuff. And when I just had one mic right here, I couldn't do that. So it's kind of fun to get to up our game a bit. We've got a second camera angle. We're just like so uptown now. Well, at any rate, I'm really glad y'all are here. I'm sort of celebrating this being nearly 60% through a Kickstarter campaign to fund my new album, which is called Still. And we're about halfway through recording the record as well. I'm out of the studio until January 10th, but really pleased with what we've got so far. And so I want to play you mostly songs from the new album tonight. I won't play quite all the songs on the album, and I won't play quite all songs from the album. But I'm going to start with one. This is a song I wrote to celebrate that magical moment when summer begins to turn to fall. And the song is called September Me. Let's see, if we got guitar? No. Oh, you know what? I got one more little button to push. That's what's going on. See, this is the great thing about having an actual sound person in the house, because normally on a digital show I would have played for like 20 minutes and then found out that my guitar was not in the mix. So thanks, Jess. You've already earned your keep. Here we go. As we inch toward mid-December, I guess this is sort of an aspirational song, thinking about summer turning to fall. Man, I love the summer with its wet green life just buzzing everywhere. But there's nothing like the first scent of the turning when you catch it in the air. There's something like a promise in a cobalt blue electric autumn sky. Like there's wisdom in the turning, like it's okay that the time keeps flowing by. September me, like an old friend at the door. Blue sky me with the beauty of the light I've seen 1,000 times before. Tiniest of flickers, the corner of your smile. Let's take a little time to take a little time and rest ourselves a while. Well, you used to dial a number and anyone might answer where you call. Call somebody and their body might be anywhere at all. Yeah, everything keeps changing with the seasons. The waves become the tide. I'm just trying to keep my head above the water. I don't want to miss the ride. September me, like an old friend at the door. Blue sky me with the beauty of the light I've seen 1,000 times before. Undo me with the tiniest of flickers at the corner of your smile. Let's take a little time to take a little time and rest ourselves a while. She said something, but I didn't really hear her. I was looking at my phone. So she said again, sometimes when we're together, I feel like I'm alone. I said, love, I'll be right with you. I just gotta do one thing. She took my face in both her gentle hands and whispered, you've been saying that since spring. September me, like an old friend at the door. Blue sky me till the shell falls from my soul and I feel like myself once more. Undo me with the tiniest of flickers at the corner of your smile. Let's take a little time, to take a little time and rest ourselves a while. Let's take a little time, to take a little time and rest ourselves a while. Let's take a little time. Thanks, friends. That one's called September Me. I say thanks. I'm just assuming that people are clapping somewhere in their living rooms. It's really fun to play through this little rig. I like this. I might have gotten a little bit reverb happy on the guitar. We could probably dial that back just a little bit. I got so excited about the possibility of having reverb that I just said, let's put lots. I think it's better with a little bit less. Yeah, wow. So I've got a bunch of songs I want to play for you. I'm super excited to play them. And I also want to mention, independent of music, that I'm wearing a favorite shirt of mine tonight. This is a shirt that my friend Melchora made for me. Melchora is the director of the little school in Sanchach, Guatemala, that was named for me, actually, by my friend Nino Tikkun many years ago after I helped him out getting the original one classroom schoolhouse built back in the day in 2005. But Nino had started that school without me before we ever met, and he didn't talk to me about naming the school. The one time naming the school came up, I suggested that we might name it Escuelita de la Amistad, Little School of Friendship. But I was moved when I heard that he had named it after me. So there's this little school called Escuela David Lamote in Sanchach, Guatemala, which is a small Mayan village near Santiago Atitlan. And today, like an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, they dedicated the new school building that's been built by Rotary International on land that Peg Partners, my little nonprofit that Deanna and I founded in 2004, land that we bought about 4 years ago. And some Rotarian friends of mine have been working so hard for the last 4 years on this big application for a grant. And I guess 6, 8, 9 months ago, something like that, we finally got it approved, and they built the school. And it's just gorgeous. It's so exciting. And I was kind of hoping to be down there for this dedication, but the stars did not align that way. And the upside of that is that I get to be here playing music for you tonight, which is one of my favorite things to do. So just sharing in that celebration, I guess, because it's a pretty special day to see that building dedicated after a lot of time and work went into getting it built. The school year runs from January to October in Guatemala, so I'm going to plan to be there very early in the school year to celebrate with my friends. And I guess all that is fairly appropriate introduction to this song right here. It's another song from the new record. The work of light is to warm and nourish, to show the way and reveal what's true. The work of light is to weave together from the soil and refuse, making something new. The work of light is to clear our vision to the words that form our poetry, the work of light is to herald daybreak, and once again illumine possibility. The gift of night is to stop our struggling, to rest our spirits and to rest our bones. The gift of night is to draw together, to collect what's scattered, bring it all back home. The gift of night is to calm the chatter and to draw the boundary where the candle shines. The gift of night is the swirl of dreaming when the spirits whisper across the borderline, and the planets keep on turning, and the oceans fall and rise. Show me all the light that's shining, then let me close my eyes. That one's called The Work of Light. The word light shows up in a lot of my songs, and that's probably because I hang out with Quakers a fair amount. But I find it interesting, in some conversations with some folks, people have different reactions to the word work. And I kind of love the word work, and I sort of love the concept of work. And that's not a big negative for me, as it is for some folks, and I guess different lives teach different lessons, but I've been so fortunate to get to do work that I really love. And so that's a song I wrote a little while back, partly inspired by a friend of mine named Leah, who we lost last year. It's been a hard year. There's been a lot of losing, a lot of hard things going on. And it's brought into stark focus for me, I guess, this last couple of years, the fact, or my perception, I guess, that we don't live on a continuum. Like it's not, you don't have a good day and then a bad day. At least I don't. Every day is all of it, right? And so it's a question of what I'm going to lift up, who I'm going to lift up. It's all happening at the same time. I don't live on a continuum. I live in this big three-dimensional space. And so hope for me is not about having good things happen, right? It's about where we point our lives. It's that quote behind me, actually, from Václav Havel, who said, hope is not prognostication, it's an orientation of the spirit. So I guess that's what I was wrestling with in that song a little bit. Here's another one from the new record. It's called Gone. I think we could do a little less verb on the guitar still. Thanks, Jess. Hey, while I'm thanking people, I want to thank Jess Fox for doing tech tonight, but I also want to thank my friend Stephen Roach Knight, who is the digital concierge this evening. He's also helping me out with social media these days. Part of the little cool team that I've assembled here in the last few months, with Steve doing social media and Jess doing tech and helping me out with some other stuff, and Kara doing booking, Kara Nash, and then Jen handling the books, the finances, because I'd never managed to pay a bill without some help. So really grateful to feel that support And I want to give a shout out to those 4 folks who are so big in my life these days. Really grateful. So here's a song about a great blue heron. It's actually about 2 great blue herons. One from a Mary Oliver poem, and the other one that hangs out at the lake that's like 3 blocks from my house. Brushstroke blue heron glides graceful and low. Negative space on the cool morning gray. Turn of a feather and up she will go. Fade in the fog and then fly far away. I'm standing watching alone on the shore, holding the taste of her grace on my tongue. Savor the moment, just one moment more. Memory and mist will burn off with the day. Memory and mist will burn off with the day. Gone, not gone into nothing, but gone into everything. Gone, but here with me now, like the memories of all I have seen, here and gone. Your skin on my skin, safe in my arms and the warmth of my home, bound to another as I'd never been, breathing our promises solid as stone. Gone, not gone into nothing, but gone into everything. Gone, but here with me now, like the memories of all I have been. Gone, here and gone. All of the magic and all the mystery, all in the smallest of things. All of a sudden it shatters my soul, then it's gone like a bird on the wing. Gone like a bird on the wing. The winter grass, hollow as reed, quiet as morning recedes into day, captured by gentleness, fractured and freed, painting a picture with no words to say. Gone, not gone into nothing, but gone into everything. Gone, but here with me now, like the memories of all I have seen, like the memories of all I have been, here and gone, here and gone. A little jazz chord I threw in there, that was just to show you that it's not lip-synced, you know. Definitely live performance here. Oh man, I'm gonna switch guitars. I'm home, so I got all these guitars here. Might as well play them. Let's see, I'll play this one. I want to give Jonathan Bird a shout out. Jonathan Bird's a great songwriter from over in the middle of North Carolina. I don't know if I'm not sure if I've told him that he sort of inspired this song with a songwriting exercise. He generously posts a lot of stuff on social media about songwriting. He's teaching songwriting classes once a month, actually doing an intensive weekend workshop once a month these days. Highly recommend it because Jonathan's a brilliant writer and a good teacher. And he posted this video on Facebook at one point that had a little songwriting assignment in it. He said if you're stuck for a song and you really need to write one or you really want to write one, here's a way to do it. You could take another song and then you can write a different lyric to that song. Take a song that you love and write a different lyric to it. And then you change the music. And by the time you've changed the lyrics and then changed the music, you got yourself a song that you didn't steal. And that's exactly where this song came from. When I wrote this song, I wrote it in tune. So I'm going to try to recreate that for you right here on this live broadcast. Let me make sure everything's in tune. Oh, that B string is a little low. Well, I hope y'all are well tonight. I'm not really set up to check the comments this evening, which is a bit of a drag, but sorry to not be a little more interactive. But I hope you'll enjoy these songs. I guess my phone's over there. I could take a break after a little bit and scroll through the comments a little bit and say hey. But I won't do it just now, because I want to play you this one. It's called The Quiet Hour. Song for you. Actually, quite specifically, this is a song about winter in western North Carolina, where on the coldest nights I look out my window and see the rhododendrons out there, and the old timers will tell you you can tell the temperature by how tightly the rhododendron leaves are curled. And that little image is kind of where this song started. Well, the rhododendron leaves are curled, the leaves are curled like fine cigars. The air is clear, but for frozen tears falling from distant stars. Well, the whiskey burns and the fire is warm. The fire is warm and the embers rise. They burn away my memory, how these frozen tears fell in my eyes. In this quiet hour, it is only it's only I who hears the wind and the silence of this frozen love. Now I find myself alone again. The rhododendron leaves are curled, the leaves are curled like fine cigars. The air is clear, but for frozen tears falling from the distant stars. Well, there's a sad little song for you. I made a video about that song, and the recording of it that I put up on Facebook a few days ago. It's and shared with folks on Patreon, of course, and YouTube and all the places. It's about 20 minutes long, and it kind of walks people through the basics of how you record a song in a contemporary studio, which is a little different from how you did it 20 or 30 years ago. And that was really fun to do. And it was there's a funny little scene when Chris and I are talking about the song, sitting, looking at different vocal takes and figuring out which part was working best. And at one point I just say, It's really sad. And we laugh a little bit. I don't know why that was funny, but it seemed funny in the moment. People talk about being easily amused like that's a bad thing, but I find that life is much more amusing if I'm easily amused, so. Oh no, we want to go the other way. Got these guitars in different tunings, at least different kind of groups of tunings, so I'm going to move through the different guitars through the evening, and 3 of them anyway. And let's see, what was I going to play? Oh yeah, this one. If you notice that sign on the wall there above me, that's the yard sign version. That's the little version of a sign that I hung on the house several years ago. I'm trying to build a little community in my actual physical neighborhood. I hung it on my house on Christmas Eve, actually, of 2016. And now there are a bunch of them hanging all over the place across the country. And I'm pleased that message is resonating, because, you know, there's some less helpful messages that are resonating too. And it's kind of a statement of community, but it's important to me that it not be misunderstood. What that sign says is that, you know, no matter who you love, no matter who you vote for, no matter where you're from, that we're going to try to be here for you. It doesn't say that those differences don't matter. Some of them matter a lot, especially the voting part, right? We see things pretty differently, and different lives teach different lessons. But the thing that I've come to believe really strongly is that relationship predates transformation. And by transformation, I don't mean me convincing other people. I mean all of us being transformed and figuring out how to love each other. But we very seldom reject each other into making more compassionate decisions, right? First, we have to know each other and grow to love each other, and then we can work on the problems. So we build the community, not because those things don't matter, but because they do, and knowing each other is our only hope. So I just wanted to say to my neighbors, look, no matter who you voted for, I have strong political opinions myself, but I try not to be bigoted about people who have learned other things from their lives, right? And I'll fight hard for issues, but I don't consider anybody my enemy. Looking out my Monday window with so few cars driving by it, the main street of this river town is strangely still and quiet. The days flow by so slowly with no rhythm to the song, trying to dodge the boulders as the water rolls along. Back in March, there was a meeting at the VFW. They said we're all in the same boat, but it really isn't true. 'Cause some boats have big motors and some have wooden oars. Some folks are in the water trying to swim back to the shore. Our lives hang by a thread, but you weave those threads together, they will make a rope that's strong enough to hold on to each other. If we all will pull a little, then just maybe we'll pull through. As long as I am here, we'll be here for you. There are many who need comfort, there are many mouths to feed. So bring what you can offer and ask for what you need. Let's be gentle with each other. We won't always get it right. You don't have to be a hero. Just lean a little toward the light. 'Cause our lives hang by a thread. But you weave those threads together, they will make a rope that's strong enough to hold on to each other. If we all pull a little, then just maybe we'll pull through. As long as I am here, I will be here for you. You don't have to say you're okay, let's just stick to what is true. You don't have to smile and fake it, God knows I'm struggling too. Our lives hang by a thread, but you weave those threads together, they will make a rope that's strong enough to hold on to each other. If we all will pull a little, then just maybe we'll pull through. As long as I am here, I said as long as I am here, I will be here for you. That's the first pandemic song I wrote just a couple months into the pandemic, because I heard some really good advice from my friend Gareth Higgins. Gareth wrote the book How Not to Be Afraid that came out just last year, or earlier this year, I should say. And it's a really powerful book. And one of the bits that one of the lines that he uses to summarize that, his rules for community, I guess, are bring what you have and ask for what you need. And those are pretty good rules, I think. Bring what you have and ask for what you need. It would be a different world if we could learn to do that. So, yeah, that's what's up with the Let's Be Neighbors sign. Making peace is not the same thing as making nice, right? But making peace doesn't happen by itself. We got to work for it. So, there you go. Let's see. I wanted to play you a song that's not on the new record. I'm going to play you an older one. Just in case there are any kids watching. I'm going to play my kids' hit. That's hit in the context of a folk singer, which basically just doesn't mean hit. Try this one out. Well, I hope y'all are well. I wish I could, ask you how you're doing. I trust everything's okay. Anything anybody needs to say, Jess? You can let me know. Here we go. Oh yeah, this is the part where I'm going to be crassly commercial and just say that if you have kids in your life who don't have my kids' record, and you'd like for them to, or the little book, the kids' book that goes with the kids' record, I've got a few copies, and I already have a copy myself, so the others are extras, and, we could talk about that. And Jess and I will get them all packed up, mail them out on Monday, like that, right? Okay. That's if you still like my kids' music after you hear me sing this song. I am the captain of the SS bathtub. I roam wherever I please. Yes, I am the captain of the SS bathtub. Come sail away with me. Now I travel far in the SS bathtub. I sail the 7 seas. Sometimes I stop at islands that look just like great big knees. And my friends come visit on the SS Bathtub. They arrive on water skis. Some are dolphins, some are whales, and some are manatees. And I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. I roam wherever I please. Yes, I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. Come sail away with me. Now the fish that swim under the SS Bathtub know all their ABCs, 'cause they study hard in their school of fish, then they go and catch some Z's. And I got 2 dogs on the SS Bathtub, a Great Dane and a Pekingese. I named one port and I named one starboard, and I'll let you name their fleas. Because I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. I roam wherever I please. Yes, I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. Come sail away with me. Pick it, Dave. I say that in jest because, you know, I'm a folk singer. We don't really take solos. We just kind of play what we were playing before, but we don't sing. Woohoo! Now for dinner on the SS Bathtub, we all eat mac and cheese. But I don't use salt and I don't use pepper, 'cause I don't want the whales to sneeze. And we love to play on the SS Bathtub with our blocks and our frisbees. We play frisbee very carefully on a boat, make up songs, and we put on plays. We never watch TVs. That's because I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. I roam wherever I please. Yes, I am the captain of the SS Bathtub. Come sail away with me. Come sail away with me. Thank you. That's my big hit. Mason stopped in for a minute to say, you want to say hi?
Sure, yeah.
It's Mason. Look at my tall 13-year-old guy.
Hello. I heard that one playing and kind of had some deja vu, so I thought I'd
Yeah,
come down and
right.
listen to it.
If you look on YouTube, if you actually look under on my channel on YouTube, you can find the video of Mason singing with me when he was about
Maybe
2, I guess 1 or 2, yeah, something like that, maybe 2.
Somewhere in that range.
And it's pretty awesome. He was a mic hog back in the day, and he just kept pulling the mic over toward him and away from me while I was trying to sing into it. It was really funny. It was awesome.
It was less funny for me watching it, but he thinks it was really funny.
I think it's pretty awesome. I think you're pretty awesome. Thanks for stepping in.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to play this one. Wow. I can't remember all that, but you said Kauai, that stuck out. Hey, friends in Kauai. Goodness gracious, I miss it there. I hope you all are well. I think maybe that's Megan and Brian. I don't know. I know they're on Kauai at the moment because they sent me a note about my song Hanalei the other day, which is about, Hanalei. It's down in Kauai. Kauai is an island in the chain of islands that constitute Hawaii, and it's a magical place for me. I've only gotten to go there twice, but I'd really like to go back another time someday. Well, thanks for tuning in from wherever you are. It's really good of you to join me for a bit, and I hope these songs do you some good in one way or another. I think good art of whatever kind, whether it's songs or paintings or whatever, ought to reflect something of the moment that we're living in, whether that's, sometimes it's abstract, it's just reflecting the emotion of the moment that we're living in. But I think as artists, we got to be as honest as we can about what's going on and sort of hold up a mirror. This is a song not so much about the pandemic, but about the racial reckoning and my own racial reckoning with myself. Because the work of anti-racism, of course, is interior and exterior. We got to work on both, and we can't really wait until we've got all our own stuff worked out to work on the stuff on the outside. But we also can't work on the outside stuff effectively if we don't acknowledge the stuff that's inside us. Racism isn't something that we finish up, that we come to understand one day and then we're done. It's something we work on our whole lives, something we try to heal from. And my own family history is pretty complicated there. And I was chewing on that and wrote this song. It's called Look Away. I think it's pretty fascinating that Dixie, an anthem of the Southern Pride movement, features prominently the words "look away." I've lived in the South my whole life, except when I've been overseas, and I think it's probably safe to say that the majority of people I love are Southerners, including my own family and me. There's no part of this song that is attacking Southerners. But I do think we got to be honest about the history if we're going to try to heal it. This is just what it means to be mature, to face things that are hard so that we can move through them. Because to not face them doesn't get us through them. My grandfather's own grandfather walked home from the Civil War, from Virginia to Columbia, SC. I don't know what made him join up, I don't know what he believed, but his legacy is passed right down to me. Way down south in the land of cotton, stories here are not forgotten, except when we prefer to look away. Rules are written to advantage, so the playing field is slanted, and that's how it is still working to this day. Look away, look away. I can't look away from history anymore. I'll try that again. Look away, look away. I can't look away from history anymore. You can claim all is forgiven, you can tie a yellow ribbon, but that old oak tree is rotten at the core. So the statues of old generals are all covered up in canvas, and some people say that's history they're hiding. But those statues tell a story that I cannot celebrate, treating people like those horses they are riding. And I must listen to my sister if I want to understand, though the story is a painful one to hear. If there's any hope of healing, they'll be hurting on the way, and I think maybe we should start right now and here. Look away, look away. I can't look away from history anymore. You can claim all is forgiven, you can tie a yellow ribbon, but that old oak tree is rotten at the core. I still love a good long story, I still love a good sweet tea, still love the people black and white who raised and nourished me. But my people told a story, and that story was a lie, and if we're ever gonna heal this, we gotta look it in the eye. Look away, look away. I can't look away forgiven. You could tie a yellow ribbon, but that old oak tree is rotten at the core. You can claim all is forgiven. You can tie a yellow ribbon, but that old oak tree is rotten at the core. That one's called Look Away. Yeah. What are people saying?
Carol is enjoying her birthday concert.
Hey, happy birthday, Carol. Awesome.
And Jean says, I've needed this. It's long overdue. It's been a rough 6 months.
Yeah, all right, Gene. Got your back. Hang in there. Yeah, we can't pretend things aren't hard. All we can do is be together and try to move through it together. Real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carol. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for spending it with me. I'm honored, for real. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to switch guitars again. It's pretty sweet. I found this guitar strap. See this really ragged guitar strap? It's really looking rough. It's kind of had all its hair loved off. It's like, an old velveteen guitar strap. And there's a reason for that. It's the strap that came on my very first guitar that my parents got me for Christmas when I turned, I think, 15, maybe 14. I'm not sure. Might have been 14. I think it was 14, actually. Anyway, the song says 15, but I think it was 14. And I found it in a box recently and cleaning some things out, and I pulled it back out and just thought I'd put it on a guitar tonight. Yeah, pretty much everything that I've played tonight is on the new album except for SS Bathtub. So September Me, The Work of Light, Gone, Quiet Hour, Here for You, and Look Away, and this next one, which is called Coming Alive, which has kind of been my little anthem, I guess, for the last year or so about the pandemic. It's one of two sort of explicitly pandemic songs, along with Here for You. But, yeah, I haven't really talked much about the Kickstarter. I've been going for a long time here. What time is it? Goodness. And I haven't really talked so much about the Kickstarter, but I want to invite you to be a part of that if you want to. It's been kind of fun. There've been, I think before I got on here, I think there were 191, I'm not sure, 191 people who have decided to help me try to make this new record. And that's pretty exciting. It's my 13th album, and this is the way it works now for independent musicians. If you want to make an album, Kickstarter is really the best way to do it. You ask your community if they'd like to help you. And if they wouldn't like to help you, then you know that you don't need to make the album. And if they would, then you get to make it, which is pretty cool. Back in the day, I used to borrow 30 grand and then I'd sell the record for a couple of years, and then I would make it back, and it'd be time to make another record. I'd be back to zero, which is pretty good place to be for a folk singer if you're not in the negative. But now, the truth is, we're all streaming our music. I'm streaming it too. I'm not all mad. I'm not going to get on a high horse about music streaming, but it's just things change, But music sales really don't pay for a record anymore, so you kind of have to turn to your community and say, hey, y'all want me to make a record? And over 190 people have decided that they do. So, but it's not like a GoFundMe thing. It's not like I'm just asking for people to chip in. Actually, the way it works is that there's a whole list of swag that I can send you, and some of it's small and some of it's big, and it's really been fun putting it all together. So not only is there, you can download the digital album, or I'll send you a CD, or I'll sign a CD or whatever, but I will handwrite some lyrics for you and write a little personal note at the top if you want. I did that last time I made a record, and a bunch of people did that one, and People have sent me pictures of it framed on their walls and stuff. So that's kind of a joy for me. And my handwriting is not terrible, just saying. And then, all the way up to, you can bring me to your home or to your town for a concert. That's part of the Kickstarter. And my buddy Jay over in Chattanooga has done that. And I'm looking forward to putting that on the calendar and going over to play, I don't know, in his living room or I don't know where. Some folks did that last year down in Charlotte to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary. And I was so moved to be the anniversary present that they got for each other. And they invited some friends over in their backyard and set up a sound system. And I played them a concert, and it was just a delightful night. So anyway, that's a possibility, and this is my first album that's going to be on vinyl. It's pretty crazy because when I started making records, my first record came out in 1991, and more people were listening to vinyl than were listening to CDs at that point. But you couldn't make a short run of vinyl. And now you can print 300 vinyl albums, and so I'm doing that, and I'm pretty excited about it because, vinyl, there's that. But then there's also the fact that with the vinyl comes album art. So there's going to be like a whole double folded insert inside and an album cover. I'm so stoked. And then there's another thing we're going to do that concerns vinyl, which is that I'm going to do this show in March at a place called American Vinyl in Asheville, North Carolina, that Steve originally told me about. Thanks, Steve. I'm going to do a show with only 50 seats, and everybody who comes gets vinyl from that show. So here's what's going to happen. About a month after the show, in your mailbox is going to show up a 10-inch vinyl EP. I have to talk with my hands. It's awkward if I'm playing guitar. And that is going to have like 11 minutes per side. It's a 22-minute album. And so knowing me, that could be a story and a song on one side, or it could be 2 songs per side. But we're going to pick out kind of the best part of the night, and it will be the show that you saw if you want to come to that show. And they'll all be numbered and signed and all that good stuff. So there are only 50 seats for that. It's kind of an exclusive event. And, it's a little bit expensive, but it's to raise money for the record. So if you want to check that out, that show is going to happen in early March in Asheville. This song's been so close to my heart lately. I'll go ahead and stop talking and play it for you. When we moved here in the winter, everything was dry and brown. Never saw the place in summer, no idea what's in the ground. Barren dogwood in the front yard, wasn't sure if it was gone. Then about the 1st of April, I saw what was going on. Coming alive again. Coming alive again. Coming alive. If I really love somebody, used to say that we were close. It's kind of strange to show compassion through this distance that we chose. But we hid out in our houses till the medicine arrived. Now the buds have turned to blossom, stepping to the other side. Coming alive again. Coming alive. alive again. Coming alive. It's been a long and lonely winter. It's been a long and lonely year. It's gonna take a while to understand, but some things are getting clear. In the distant days of childhood, there was a story that I heard about how dying's part of living, but it's not the final word. So the leaves that fell in autumn turn to flowers in the spring, and the sorrow of our losses turns to songs that we can sing. Coming alive again. Coming alive. Coming alive again. Coming alive. Coming alive again. Coming alive. That one's called Coming Alive. These songs are so fresh for me. They're still, most of these songs have been written in the last year and a half or 2 years. And they've been written, honestly, this has been my most prolific songwriting period of my whole life, the last couple of years. And that's not just because I've been off the road because of the pandemic, largely, but because of Patreon, which is this really cool online community that I started up serendipitously 4 months before the pandemic started. I started this thing up. And it's really been a beautiful part of my life, both in terms of community, and it's a subscription model. People pay whatever they want, whether it's $1 a month, which is just like $12 a year, roughly. Math has never been my strong suit. But yeah, it could be whatever you want it to be. People pay all kinds of different things. Some people pay $100 a month and some people pay $1, and everybody's welcome. And so what I do with that community is every Monday I send out a song and a little bit of an update on what I'm up to, or just some words of encouragement or whatever. And that comes out every Monday. And then I'm sharing other stuff as I produce it. And then we do Zoom hangouts twice a month at different times of day, so that hopefully different folks can get there. And it's the beautiful part has been watching people get to know each other. But the other main thing that I do with Patreon is that I promise folks a brand new song every month. So sometimes it's a really rough song, but pretty much all of these songs, almost all of them, have come from that Patreon commitment. Because I promise people a song a month, I got to write a song every month. And that is such a beautiful gift to me, to have that accountability. So I've been writing more than I ever have before. And that's just been a joy and a beautiful discipline. So this album really comes out of that commitment. And every month I kind of have to think, okay, what's on my heart? What's on my mind? What needs to be said right now? And sometimes it's a goof and it's just fun and we're laughing together. And sometimes it's a song like that last one that really speaks my heart. The next one is a goof song, so I'm going to switch guitars and play it for you. Shh, not your turn anymore. So that guitar just still wanted to play more. So I wrote this song actually not because of Patreon, but because I went camping with my friends, and I watched them have a pretty passionate discussion about how to properly prepare this particular campfire meal. My friends happen to be married to each other. And it was, some could say it was maybe a slightly silly thing to argue about, but then I thought to myself, well, couples do argue about silly stuff from time to time. I mean, other couples, of course, not me, because, I have a master's degree in peace studies, so naturally there's no tension in my relationship. No, it's a real relationship. It has tension in it, and it's beautiful. It's the best part of my life. I'm so very grateful. So, as one who has studied conflict resolution and transformation, let me just suggest this is not how you do a relationship. This is a cautionary tale. Here it comes. Seems like we're driving each other crazy. She can't relax and she says I'm lazy. Every little thing I do or say, well, she seemed to think she got a better way. All frustrated and up all night, 'cause there's two ways to do it, but one that's right. Hands on her hips with the usual scowl, looking at the way I folded that towel. And sometimes I think I might end up dead, 'cause I didn't put the twisty thing back on the bread. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah, sure, I'll take the trash out in just a minute, but if you push it down a little, you could get more in it. And the way it's done is the way I do it, and the way I do it is the way it's done. And you can do it your way all day long, if you don't mind doing it wrong. Well, we thought it might help with the situation to get away together for a little vacation. So we cleared the time, but we didn't get far, 'cause first we had to pack the car. Now we survived that part without going insane, and then she drove away slow in the fast lane. And the way it's done is the way I do it, and the way I do it is the way it's done. You can do it your way all day long, if you don't mind doing it wrong. Now there's which way the forks go, up or down, which way the toilet paper spins around. When you put your headlights dim or bright, when you slow down for the traffic light, which way to vote in the next election, and when we're gonna stop and ask for directions, and whose turn it is to let out the cat. Are you really gonna put ketchup on that? How dark to go when you toast the bread, and how many pillows do you need on one bed? And I don't want to start a whole bunch of drama, but don't get me going on the Oxford comma, 'cause the way it's done is the way I do it, the way I do it is the way it's done. You can do it your way all day long, if you don't mind doing it wrong. Well, I love you, baby, and I hate to fight, and I don't mean to sound like I'm always right. We've all got stuff we can learn from each other, and there are plenty of things still left to discover. So go on and show me how your way's better, and I'll just come back and fix it later. 'Cause the way it's done is the way I do it, and the way I do it is the way it's done. You can do it your way all day long, if you don't mind doing it the way it's done. That's the way I do it, and the way I do it is the way it's done. You can do it your way all day long, if you don't mind doing it wrong. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So, I have this idea. I think I'm going to be rewriting this song with the assistance of my friend Beth Wood and writing it for two voices so we can sing back and forth to each other. So there's a little sneak preview of things yet to come. Of course, when I play it live, most of the time I'll need to play it by myself in that version you just heard. But on the album, I'm kind of excited about the possibility that we might do a little duet. So, yeah, stay tuned. All right, let's see what's coming up. I've got time for just like three more songs. That's my plan. I'm going to play three more songs. And the next one is kind of the anti-SS bathtub. Not thematically. No one should ever be anti-SS bathtub, right? It's just a joyful little song. But the thing about SS bathtub is that every line in the whole song rhymes with E. So it's basically the simplest rhyme scheme I could do in the whole world. This is the opposite of that. This is a song called Still. I guess it's the title track from the new album. Because at this point, I'm still thinking I'm going to call the song Still, which has so many different meanings, the word still. So, distilling big ideas into just a few words and being still, of course, in terms of not being kinetic. And still like, yep, in my 50s and still playing music. So it's kind of all of the above, I guess. I'm going to need to retune this guitar just a little bit. This particular song is in tuning that's all C notes and G notes, except for one D. It's C, G, C, G, C, D. And believe it or not, this is the guitar that was the closest to that tuning. So that's why I grabbed this one. And this song has traditional rhyme scheme in the sense that like the second line rhymes with the fourth line and things like that. And then it has internal rhymes within the lines, quite a few of those. And then it has the thing that I've never done before, and I don't imagine I'd ever do again, but I really enjoyed doing it this time. I set myself quite a puzzle to write this lyric. In addition to those sort of more traditional rhymes, the last word or syllable of each couplet of the song, each two lines, is the first word or syllable of the next couplet. And there are 4 couplets, 8 lines in a verse, and then you get to the chorus, and the last word of the verse is the first word of the chorus. And then you get to the end of the chorus, and the last word of the chorus is the first word of the next verse, and that goes all the way through the whole song until you get to the end of the song, and then the last word of the song is the first word of the song, which is still. So if that kind of thing is fun for you, you can, listen along and listen to those patterns and hopefully get a giggle out of that. If it's not fun for you, then forget everything I just said and just listen to the song. And maybe it'll just still work for you. We'll see. I hope so. Here we go. Hey, I forgot to tell you that this song, as we're producing the album, is going to have bagpipes on it. Still a chill in the air, the winter is waning, springtime is winning, I swear that it will. Will you go with me to greet the new morning? New buds are forming, the sky is turning blue. Blew by so much of my life looking down like a sad painted clown, but I'll wipe that face off. Often I've dreamed of this kind of adventure, and this is the clincher, I'm inviting you. Ooh, don't you want to come with me? We'll never have this This just might be where they begin. Intoxicating, I've been hibernating. Now I am waking, a silly old bear. Bare branches whisper while others play rhythm. The jazz trees will give 'em side stick on a snare. Snared by a bramble, the seeds take the gamble to see where we ramble. Drop them anew, a new sense of possible. The thing about seeds is they trust in the breezes and go with them there. There's no time to wait on tomorrow till our lists are all tidy and done. We might wait until 18 forevers and then find that we missed all the fun. Fungus and lichen, must say I'm liking the green that we're hiking through everywhere. Wearing these grins as the new day begins. We're shedding our skins, coming over the hill. Hilarious laughter, my worn spirit rises. The light in your eyes is a beauty to see. Scenery shifting, we're not gonna miss it. We'll soak in this bliss, it's not time to be still. Still a chill in the air, but winter is waning, springtime is winning, I swear that it will. I'm having so much fun playing that song. I hope you enjoy listening to it. I'm really having fun playing it. What a joy to play songs for y'all tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Even though I can't see you, I can kind of feel you there, and it feels really good. Playing music for people is one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. So there you go. That song is the title track from the new album. I'm going to play one that's not on the new album. The second song I'm going to play tonight. The second of two songs I'm going to play tonight that are not on the record. And then I'm going to play one more that is, and that's going to be a night. So I'll invite you all again, if you're enjoying these songs, if you feel like this is a collection of songs that's worth putting out in the world, go to Kickstarter and check out the list of swag. There's a bunch of stuff there. It's kind of fun. There's my box set, actually, the USB box set that has my entire career, all 12 albums and all 3 books and bunches of videos and a lyric book with all the lyrics from the first 12 albums and on and on and on. And if you buy the box set, actually, we will also send you a digital download of the new album. That's included in that. So that's an option. There's just lots of things, right? Lots of things. That's the one I want. Okay. And let me know what you think about the new tech setup here. I'm pretty stoked, actually. I'm looking forward to reading comments and all, but it's a joy for me to have access to a little bit of reverb and to have these in-ear monitors that let me hear exactly what's going on. That's pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever done that. And the main thing that's exciting about that is that it means that I get to play this song right here, which I can't do with one microphone, at least not like this. one's called Shadows. All right, y'all. One more song to play. This has gone kind of quickly for me, although it's gone plenty long. We're coming up on an hour and a half. But I've really enjoyed the time, and I hope you have too. Please keep in touch. Those of you who went to Crowdcast to watch this concert will still be on Crowdcast if you want to share it with friends. 5 or 10 minutes after the concert stops, it will be at the very same link, a video, and you can feel free to share it around with folks if you want to. Let's see. I'm going to end tonight with a little love song that I wrote for Deanna. And this is another of those deadline songs, actually, that I wrote for Patreon. I got to the end of the month, and I hadn't written a song yet. And so we moved a year ago, and I'm still unpacking, I admit, after all that time. And so there are boxes that I'm going through from time to time. And one of those boxes I came across recently was a box of scraps of lyrics and things. And I found in this box a lyric, an entire lyric, actually, that I had written for Deanna about a decade ago when she was caring for her mom as her mom died. And it was a hard time in a lot of ways. And so I wrote this lyric for her, but I never had put music to it. And so I put music to it, and when I played it for her, she got a little misty, and I'm the emotional one in the family, so that was a good sign, I guess. The song's called You Are Loved, and I guess I'd like to remind you that you are loved. That's a fundamental belief of mine, even if you're in a really lonely place and feeling like maybe there isn't anybody. There is. I believe there is. I think that love is an animating force of the universe, and whatever language you use for it, God or universe or whatever, I think that love is there. John Lewis was interviewed by Krista Tippett years ago, and my friend Gareth, again, I'll bring him up again, he pointed out a particular passage in that interview where John Lewis was talking about being beaten on the bridge in Selma, on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and so many other times. That wasn't the only time. He kept getting bloodied and going right back again because it was the right thing to do. And he was willing to suffer for people that he loved, to change the world for the better. And he writes really powerfully about that in his book, actually in a couple of his books, but particularly Walking with the Wind, which is I highly recommend to you if you are in need of a new book to read. But he writes really powerfully about getting beaten by these troopers and how he felt like it was his job in practicing nonviolence to do something that I don't even aspire to love those troopers in the moment that they were beating him. And he said one of the things he would do is he would try to imagine this man standing before him as a child at Christmas, because this man had probably been one at some point, right? Definitely a child, maybe on a Christmas morning. And Krista Tippett said, wow, how do you generate love? I'm paraphrasing here, but she said something along the lines of, how do you generate love in a moment like that? And he said, no, you don't generate it. You don't have to come up with it. The love is there. You just have to dip down and access it. Yeah. So here's a little song called You Are Loved. So you trip on the roots of your family tree and long for the life you expected to see. But the branches are knotted with wounds of the wind. It's hard to imagine spring coming again. Let's leave all of the leaves on the ground where they lie. Stare up through the branches at the purpling sky. Rest our heads on those leaves until we can dream of the brown wood above us, all dripping with green. Tell your story, I will listen. I'll say all the wrong things like I usually do, and make jokes when I shouldn't, and confuse me with you. There at the end, I hope you'll understand you are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. The whole world is moving, though it seems we are still. Got it now, okay. The whole world is moving, though it seems we are still. Tilting back toward the sun, so let's shake off this chill. I will light up the fire, set the kettle for tea. Get your warmest of blankets and curl up next to me. And that will not make all the pain go away, or bring back the bright sun to these darkest of days. But perhaps it can warm us with just enough light to hold on to the hours of this longest of nights. Tell your story, I will listen. I'll say all the wrong things like I usually do, and make jokes when I shouldn't, and confuse me with you. And there at the end, I hope you'll understand you are loved. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. It's been a privilege to be with y'all tonight. Thank you for the gift of your time. It's one of the most valuable things you have, and I'm honored to have you share a little bit of it with me. If you want to help me make this record, thank you. You're most welcome to join us in that endeavor. Patreon people, I will see you for the after party in 15 or 20 minutes. And if you want to go join Patreon, you can do that. Patreon.com/David Lamont. And you can join Patreon and come join us in 20 minutes or so. I'll play a couple more songs and we'll talk a little bit. And I get to listen now because I've been sort of dominating the conversation so far tonight. Y'all take care, and thank you so much for keeping me going all these years. See you around. Bye-bye.